It's a big deal, the trade war here at Web Summit, very much the undercurrent for many of the conversations. Now, I've been talking to a 5G player because don't forget 5G is also the enabler for much of the technology being showcased here at Web Summit. But one of the criticisms from some of the early industry watchers is that 5G has simply been overhyped. That's not been the message, though, coming through from Verizon, the operator that has flipped the switch on 5G services in the United States early this year to a number of major cities, connecting them up. That said, there's still going to be a lag before revenues start to change because of 5G in the industry. Verizon telling us it won't really be until 2021 until they see the impact from that revenue. But the point that was coming across is that 5G is very much different. It's not just another G, it's a whole new technology. So I spoke to Ronan Dunne, who is the Executive Vice President of Verizon, about the capabilities and how this has the potential to change the amount of demand and usage of the network. Take a listen.
The great thing is that a 5G network essentially has the capacity to carry 100 times the data load of an equivalent 4G network. So there's loads of capacity there. We're talking about 10x speeds. We're talking about 100x capacity. We're talking about 10 times the number of connected devices per square kilometre. And we're talking about 1/10 of the energy usage. So all of those things create real scale opportunities.
Are we talking about a fundamental change, though, of Verizon, that your company will look much more like a digital services company in a few years' time than what it looks like today?
Well, I think we see ourselves as a platform company. So we have network as a platform, we have distribution as a platform, and then we have service and billing as platforms. So the opportunity for us is to use our size and scale, significantly expand the capacity of what is already America's best network, and that allows us to build in partnership with our B2B customers new use cases for them, and increasingly those will flow to consumers. The best example is that every piece of modern innovation on a motor car came from Formula One. So we're going through the Formula One phase at the moment. We have innovation labs all across the US, and what you'll see us announce individual sector partners where we will be leading the 5G innovation in areas like medicine, in areas like retail, in manufacturing, and you'll see those as marquee use cases, and increasingly those will attract other innovators around that ecosystem.
I want to ask you about the trade war because this has brought Huawei into the mix, which has been one of the major suppliers of telecom equipment. How has that complicated the rollout of 5G in the United States?
Well, in fact, it hasn't. We made a decision a number of years ago to ensure that we had plurality in our supply chain by introducing Samsung as a network equipment vendor. So we now have Ericsson, Nokia, and Samsung. So we already have three, and most carriers around the world will use no more than two. So we have a very diverse supply chain, and so whether or not Huawei operates isn't really a factor for us.